Hey guys, happy Thursday morning. It's Billy. I want to give you a quick word of encouragement. The question is, how do you define blessing? And it's so important because depending on how you define it, that is what you will pursue. If you decide that blessing is money or promotion or position or relationship or comfort or any of those things, that's what you're going to pursue. And if that's what you're going to pursue, you're going to sacrifice other things around you in order to achieve it, to obtain it. I'm in Mark chapter 1, and Jesus has just been baptized. And then it says the Holy Spirit leads him out into the wilderness for 40 days of fasting. I would submit to you that the two greatest times and periods of blessing in Jesus' life were when he was in the wilderness for 40 days, just him and the Father, fasting, and on the cross, or when he was being led to the cross. The two greatest times of his pain were his two greatest times of blessing. I would say that Paul would tell you his greatest times of blessing were when he was living for Christ and suffering the most in his life. That David would tell you his greatest time of blessing was when he was not yet king and being chased by the king and had to trust in God with all his heart. And Solomon would tell you the same thing because he wrote that verse in the Bible. Solomon would tell you that his greatest times of blessing were not when everything was perfect and he had all the money and all the wives and all the stuff he'd want in the world, because that's when he turned away from God. His greatest time of blessing was when he needed God most, because the greatest blessing is God. And what we need in our lives is a lot more of God. And what our cry will be, if we can understand the answer to how do you define blessing, and we can answer it with God, God is the blessing, then we'll sacrifice everything we've got to in our life to pursue and get more of Him. So how do you define blessing? If you found in your life that it's not been more of you, God, then I'm telling you, you can look at your calendar and look at your checkbook and see you're not using all that you have to get more of Him. But if you'll define it as Him, you'll sacrifice all you've got to get more of the greatest blessing you can ever experience. Thanks, guys.